Okay, good evening, everyone. We are just going to wait for people to join. If you could just put yourselves on mute, that would be amazing. Everyone just put yourselves on mute. Well, otherwise, I'll do it. That'll be great. We're going to give everyone a couple mins just to join in, guys, and we really appreciate you being here. Just make sure everything is working. Great to see so many people join. Hopefully, you can all see that screen. When I do share it, I'll just stop now. So Beck, I'll ask you to unmute as well. You unmuted, Beck, yeah?
Yeah, I am.
Good stuff. We're going to have 2 minutes, guys. You can put your cameras on if you want, or you can just sit there without them on. Probably feel a little bit less pressure if there's not loads of you all looking at us. But so good to see you, Niall, Zoe, Emma. My mum's on. Shane, Lloyd, Anvela, Marie, Paul, Don, Rowena, and Renell. So we're going to give everyone a minute, and then we're gonna get into it because it's sod's law that once we start, people start trying to request, and then people start trying to WhatsApp me, and it really puts you off. So first off, I want to just thank you all for being here. If you want to leave a little comment in the chat, tell us where you're watching from. That'll be amazing. We're really looking forward to giving you some great value tonight, guys. And we're going to do some Q&As at the end if you want to ask us any questions. So we'll give it one more minute, and then we're going to get started. Great numbers, considering we only put this out last week. Okay. All right. Hopefully everyone can see the screen. Just give us a thumbs up if you can see the screen. Bex, can you see my screen?
Yeah.
All
All good.
All right, cool. So let's get started, guys. This is being recorded. We'll send you the recording as well. So this is a live masterclass with myself, Coach Tregs, and Coach Bex.
Hey.
And it's simply titled The 5 Steps to Dropping £7 to £10 Before Christmas, and then maintaining it throughout the busy festive season so you continue to feel great. Now, the £7 to £10 is obviously largely dependent on how heavy you currently are. All right. So, but if you listen to what we say, you can lose weight before Christmas, and then you can maintain it throughout December. And I think this is the message that me and Bex really want to hammer home tonight, because so many people are just going, oh, no point now. There's literally every point. We're sat here on the 4th of November. There's every point. And I was just saying to Becky, I just went food shopping in Lidl's, and I can't believe the amount of Christmas food that is already on display. It's crazy. Okay, so our goal of this masterclass is to give you a blueprint that you can go away with right now and start tomorrow. Like literally, you don't need to wait until New Year's Day to start to do this. So we want you to go away. We want you to feel motivated initially. Motivation will run out though, but you're going to have a blueprint. You're going to have systems and habits that are going to help you feel great. And it's really important that you've joined us tonight and you absorb this information, because so many people will just let the first week of November become the second, become the third, become the fourth, and all of a sudden you're in December, and then you're really in the shit if you're not feeling very good. I see a lot of illness and poor health around me these days. I'm 46 now, I've been coaching 18 years. And I often say this to clients: if you've got poor health markers now, giving yourself permission to write off the rest of this year because you're going to do something in January, you are dicing with death, my friends. Okay, because if you've got poor health markers now, and you'll know if you have, you give yourself 8-9 weeks of telling yourself you're going to start in the new year. That could be type 2 diabetes, that could be high cholesterol, that could be hypertension. All these risk factors go up. So our goal of this masterclass is to get you focused, to get you moving in the right direction. Okay, Becky, do you want to jump in, kiddo?
Okay. Hi everyone, and welcome along. So what makes this different? Okay, me and Tregs, we're both the wrong side of 45. and we are both single parents, and we've got busy lives. So, and we also know how to enjoy ourselves. Those of you who know us will know that we know how to enjoy ourselves. So what we come to you with is just like a very simple approach. We go for the low-hanging fruit. We want you to still be able to enjoy yourself. We want you to still enjoy life. We don't want, we're not going to tell you to get up at 5 a.m. We're not going to tell you to do burpees every day. If you want to do that, then great. But that's not what we're coming at you with. We try to teach you balance. We try to teach you how you can enjoy your life, but still meet those health goals, still meet those fat loss goals. And we'll show you the low-hanging fruit that you can go for. And like Tregs said, you are going to go away with this with the knowledge of you'll be able to go off and do this. So yeah, there we go.
Awesome job. Okay, so a little introduction, just in case you don't know us, so you can get a little bit of know, like, and trust. I said to Becky, oh, this, like, everyone's coming in lastminute.com now. Oh gosh. So in case you don't know us, and I think half of you do, maybe half of you have seen this through ads. My name is Coach Tregs, Mark Tregilgas. I'm a 46-year-old personal trainer. I've got 18 years experience in the industry, and I'm the founder of 30 Plus Men's Fitness and a few other things. I'm going to get rid of my WhatsApp because people are messaging me. And I've been in the industry since I was 20. I qualified at 26, got it, and I started my PT business at 27. And my message has changed a lot, and it's changed for the better because you only know what you know at the time. And I've always done things with integrity and trying to help people. And I know I'm more passionate than ever because I see a lot of people that come into my world now that are 40 plus, 50 plus. They've given up. They've given up because they believe they have to go to the gym and beast themselves like they used to. They have to do HIIT, they have to do burpees, blah, blah, blah. When actually it's a very, very simple black and white approach these days, which we're going to show you. Unfortunately, people don't want to buy into it, and they'll wait until the new year, and then they'll look for the next HIIT class, and then they'll
go. Boring, isn't it?
Yeah, and they'll go and try something, and then they'll end up injured, and they'll end up. And it's just this vicious cycle. So that is me. And I really do believe this, right? You're not your age or your energy. And I believe that lifestyle is everything. I feel better now at 46 than I did 20 years ago. Okay, that's enough from me. And who are you, Coach Bex?
Okay.
2 years older than me, aren't you?
Yeah, I knew you were gonna. Yeah, okay. I'm a bit older than Tregs. I'm 2 years older, so I'm 48. We actually qualified the same year, but I've had 2 kids in between that, and I took a bit of time off to be with my kids when they were really little. And then so part-time I started building my business from the when my daughter was 6 weeks old. I was like so I actually found out I was pregnant the week I qualified. So I sort of transitioned into doing Buggy Fit. I've worked with lots of women. I've worked with more recently I've worked with men, and it's been really nice. So I'm now 48. When I started, I was working with younger women who were sort of starting their to have babies, and now I'm working with them through perimenopause. So yeah, it's been I think it's been about 17 years as well that I've been in the business, and my message has definitely changed as well. And me and Tregs, we coach in a very different way, but our message is very aligned. And we kind of come together on those real fundamentals. And I think we'll talk about this in a minute, but we've both had our own little journey around this.
So yeah, like Becky said, just to clarify, Becky, you're 2.5 years older than me, okay? Not 2.5, okay? We're just 2 middle-aged fitness coaches and single parents who stay fit, lean, and healthy all year round, despite life being busy. And I will say, me and Bex met in April, and she's got 2 kids. I got 2 kids. She's a football mum. I'm a football mum. She does all the sports. I do all the sports. we're very, very alike, and life is crazy and life is busy, but we manage to maintain that healthy balance. And we're no different. Like, I think since we met, I've had more nights out in the last 6 months than I've had in the last decade.
Not my
And
fault.
I'm still hanging on in there with my health and fitness. And we're going to teach you that balance with Christmas coming, okay? But it wasn't always easy, was it, Bex? Do you want to talk about your journey a little bit first?
Yeah, I've definitely had so I think I've heard Treg say this himself, that I became a personal trainer. I became a little bit obsessed with trying to fix myself because I felt like I was a little bit broken. I had a very I was kind of a bit sporty as a kid, pretty sporty, pretty good at most things. But then I wanted to hang out with cool kids. I started smoking, I started drinking, and I was a party girl. And I ended up sort of late 20s in a bit of a mess, really, feeling I was overweight, I was depressed, I was unhealthy, you know, I couldn't get up a flight of stairs without sort of almost hyperventilating. I was, you know, smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. And I would have this mentality, oh, I need to sort this out. You know, it would keep me up at night. I felt awful. I knew I was not doing myself any favors. And I'd be like, right, I'll start Monday. I'll start Monday. To have this huge weekend, I'll start Monday. And then yeah, it was a real all or nothing relationship. I was either on it or off it. Then I rediscovered exercise, and was like, wow, my mental health is suddenly like, this makes me feel so happy. I feel amazing. But again, it was still very all or nothing. And I was either on it or off it. And it was just a bit, it was very stressful. That sort of mental swing from, yes, I'm on it, to no, I'm off it, it was exhausting. And it has been my journey to figure this stuff out, basically. And yeah, I'm really happy to say I found like a really good balance. I've got a really good relationship with my body. I've got a really good relationship with food, with going out, and having that balance. There is never any guilt or shame now. And it was a journey, but I feel like I've got there.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah. And like my journey is similar. I'd always been into fitness, more long distance running. I was very good at long distance running from a young age, from a teenager, but then discovered, going out, went to uni, and it's just like junk food. And I always went back to running as a vehicle for fat loss, but I just ended up injured, tired, frustrated. It led me into the fitness industry when I did a whole career change at 27. I used to be a nightclub promoter. I wanted to fix myself and then fix others, and that's what I did. But it's been it's been a lifelong journey, and I still fight the good fight every day. What's really helped me is getting into things like personal development. I'm really working on my mindset and trying to change the way I think about things. Reading certain books like James Clear's Atomic Habits or The Chimp Paradox, Never Binge Again by Glenn Livingston. All these things which just give you a different way of looking at things. And that's when I really kind of cracked it, was when I realized that I could have the best training plan, the best nutrition plan, the best will in the world. But if every time I got stressed or life got busy, I would run back to food, then I was never going to fix it. James Clear says in Atomic Habits, all human behavior is driven by a desire to change your state. Long day at work. Oh, I need sugar. Argument with a loved one. I need to go to the pub. Unexpected bill in the post. Insert whatever vice you've got. And so in 18 years of coaching, I can tell you that everyone is different. You give some people the tools, they just get it and they go with it. And then somebody asked me the other day, what's the best transformation you've ever had? I said, it's not really about the before and after. It's about giving somebody the tools, they get it. And then you see them a year or 2 years down the line and they're just still doing it. Some people, you give them the tools, they get so far and then they sabotage. And that's where you've got to do that inner work. All right, that's enough about us. Shall we get into it? Let's start to deliver this seminar. So 5 simple steps to dropping £7 to £10 before Christmas and then maintaining it. throughout the busy festive season. Imagine you go into December at a certain weight and you come out of it the same. Like, imagine that. That can happen. Right, Bex, let's get them into it. Do you want to
Okay.
take what the steps?
Yeah, let's so step one, super simple. We're gonna talk about steps up in your daily movement. This is so important. A couple of years ago, I was kind of having a little bit of I've put on a bit of weight here. My body's changing. I'm 48 now. And I noticed there were some changes in my body. And I was like, do you know what? I'm not okay with this. I am making a decision to get in the best shape of my life. The first thing I started with was not like going mental with like my food and just going into salads. The first thing I changed was upping my daily movement. And honestly, it was a game changer. So just upping that daily movement, getting up every day, making sure that I got a certain amount of steps in. I started measuring them. I've recently got a Garmin,
Three.
even bigger. Like, yeah, I'm bigger sort of step geek now. So yeah, the more that you move your body, the more calories you are going to burn. It's that simple. So that and working with just going for the steps, that is such a low hanging fruit. It is low impact if you've got problems with your knees. If you are like an older client, then this is just such an easy win. Low impact, and also the I find the impact on my mental health. Suddenly, I was just like, okay, I'm not feeling as stressed. I am moving more. I was sleeping better. That was another benefit. So yeah, it's just a really, really easy win. If you are, we are going to be consuming more calories over Christmas. So we want to be moving more as well. It's as simple as that, really. Have you got anything to add to that, Tregs?
Well, I just want to say, a lot of the clients that we work with these days, and I'm going to talk more about this on the next slide, is they come into our world with injuries. They're tired, they've got injuries, they're beaten up, and they're kicking themselves because they can't do what they used to. And I always say this, right? It's like years ago when I got into the fitness injury, if somebody had told me about walking, I'd have said, listen, I don't walk. I'll run or I'll drive. There's no in between. Like, I'm either running or I'm driving. Walking is boring hell. Right. And then around about 2015, 2016, there was this like emergence in the fitness industry of the Fitbits. I went with a Fitbit initially. I think they're wildly inaccurate, but it helped me up my steps. And there was a bodybuilding coach that I worked with, right, Bex, called Renzo, many years ago. And he always used to talk about, he called it LISS, low intensity, steady state. But like, you've got to do your LISS, Tregs. You're just like, what? Like, I want to do burpees and kettlebell swings, mate, right? But then when my kids come along, I was so battered and knackered. I couldn't train like that anymore. And I remember one morning coming down from like an awful night's sleep and thinking, right, I'm going to go into my yard. I'm going to get my kettlebells. I'm gonna like do my kettlebell swings, and I did about 15 swings, put the kettlebell down, just came in and ate a load of biscuits because I just felt beat and deflated. And I wish I'd have known the importance of steps then, because I would have gone down that road more when the kids were really young, instead of getting frustrated that I couldn't do it, couldn't do the training I used to. But here's the thing, right? And this is what Renzo said. It's like, if like imagine that you just up your steps, you can do that in bite-sized chunks throughout the day. Now, if you're a heavier person, upping your steps and aiming for say 10, 12,000 steps a day could burn you an extra 600 to 800 calories a day. Now that is over the course of the day. So of course you're going to have to find some time to get those steps in, right? Now, of course, if you were to do a HIIT session or like a really tough like spin or whatever it is, you might burn 500-600 calories in that hour. But guess what? You can't do it tomorrow because you're going to be knackered. You're going to be beaten up. Like me and Bex did a live workout yesterday. I don't know about you, kiddo, but I can't even do anything today. I am battered. Like my upper body's battered, but I've done my steps, right? You've probably done your steps. So we always say like steps are every day. Like if I say to clients, right, it's a rest day today, that doesn't mean you're having a break from your steps.
Yeah, exactly.
It's going to increase your total daily energy expenditure for a low intensity, like trauma on the body. Okay. So if I've got clients coming into my world now, 140 kilos. I'm not saying it's easy for them to get 10K steps, but it's the easiest piece of advice I can give them because they don't want to be doing 100 burpees, are they? They ain't going to want to be doing jump squats and kettlebell swings. But if I can get them up in their steps, they're going to lose weight. Yeah, they might feel it initially, but over time, they're going to get more accustomed to it and it's not going to put that trauma on their body. So this is Ollie here. He joined my inner circle about 3 or 4 years ago and he lost 6 stone. But the best thing was I taught him about steps. Before these masterclasses, I used to do 5-day challenge, and one of the subjects was about the importance of steps. And he got it, and he said to me, "I'm just going to walk, Tregs." I really hammered this home to him, like I'm hammering it home to you today. He said, "I'm just going to walk." And I used to say to him, "Right, you ready for a workout, Ollie?" "No," he said. And he did not do one of my workouts in 6 months in my group training, or it might have been a year, but he lost 6 stone, and he just walked. He said, "Tregs, I'm just going to walk everywhere." Okay, and a lot of you, right, can start right now just by walking more. The problem is it's not sexy. And so people are like, "Nah, that can't be, he's having a laugh. There's no way." But yes way. Like, and I never thought I'd say it. Like, this upping your steps has changed the game. And there's a really interesting one, right? On the weekend, me and Becky were hanging out, and I said to her, "Gosh, like, I'm only on X amount of steps today, which wasn't my target." And it's really easy to let those habits slide on the weekend, right? So when we say up your steps, we don't just mean Monday to Friday, we mean Saturday and Sunday too. We had to go out for a walk both days to get our steps because I know on a Saturday after I've done my kids' football, I just flop on the sofa and I'm like, I looked at my steps, I was like, "No, I'm only on about 6,000. My goal's 15. You don't have to do 15. That's just one of my goals." So we had to really go and find them later on with a dog walk. And then yesterday we had to find them after our Sunday roast to really hit them. And yeah, some people might say that's a little bit of an inconvenience, but it's a low intensity contributor to losing weight. So if you're serious about weight loss and you're serious about weight loss this side of Christmas, you want to start pushing your steps up right now. And it's not for me, if you've got a sedentary job, to tell you how to get them. It's for me to just say, "Hey, these are really important." But I can tell you this, and this is not knocking anyone. I'm involved in my kids' football coaching. The amount of people, the local mums and dads I see on social media complaining that they can't lose weight, but they're sat in their car on their phone for an hour when their kids are training. And I'm thinking, you are missing a trick. Walk. That's what I do. Just walk. Go for a walk. I know that laugh. Gonna put you on mute, Lado. All right. Hope we're getting some good value here. Okay, so, right. I love this one. Number 2, for all you people that love a night out at Christmas, want to go out, don't want to say no to socials. Okay. You need to start looking at your nights out right now. Because we, rather than dread them, we can actually manage in and around those days, okay? So I want you to understand this, that being alive burns calories. So every one of us burns a certain amount of calories. Then if you add in something called NEAT, which is non-exercise activity thermogenesis, that's the calories you burn on a day-to-day basis, just moving, parking the car far away at the supermarket, walking the kids to school, going for a walk when they're doing their training instead of sat on your phone, complaining that you can't lose weight. Then you've got EAT, which is exercise activity thermogenesis. That's the spin class, the kettlebell workout, the gym session. And that all contributes to something called TDEE explained. Okay. And I'm going to give you a live demonstration now of how this works. All right. And I'm going to ask somebody if they want to come on. Actually, we're going to bring on the captain, Niall, because I know he's been messaging me off the chart and he's desperate to come on. Where is he?
Hey, Tregs, how are you, Becky?
Oh, he's there. He's already there. The captain. I'm going to ask you to start your video. Okay. So what we're going to do, no pressure now, Niall.
None taken. I'm walking the beach here and then it's grown. Greetings
Okay.
from the west coast of Ireland. You might be able to see me in the dark here.
No problem. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to, this is a little app I use called calculator.net. Now, if you've got a fitness tracker, you'll be able to work out your numbers, but I just want to show this, right? Okay. So Niall, can you just tell the guys, and this isn't a plant, by the way, Niall, how have you got on with my coaching so far?
Yeah, look, it's good evening. It was I only just saw the email coming in there, Tregs. I hadn't planned on jumping or hijacking the call, which I won't. but lovely to meet you all. And yeah, I joined Tregs there 12 weeks ago. I've been dipping in it. I was in and out of programs for the last, I don't know, maybe 10 years. I'm married, 48, very happily married, two very healthy, happy kids, and packed on a lot of weight. I went from 16 stone to over 20 stone in 2 years after a couple of mishaps with cars and bikes, which I won't bore you with. But in the last 12 weeks, I've lost 40 pounds. And it's all the tools. It's the accountability, it's the motivation, it's the banter, it's the inner circle, it's the five things that, you know, Becky and yourself do, Tregs. It's tracking what your calories in, your calories out. So the spreadsheet that you share with us all,
Yeah.
it's just magnificent. It's magical. It happens.
Yeah.
The steps, as you said, the low hanging fruit, the hydration, upping your protein, minding your alcohol, tracking your calories. I now know to a pound, using the formula that you're giving me, what I lose every week. And you know, I'm taking 2,200 calories every day.
Yeah.
Okay. And so I mean, it just works, and I've done it all. I could write a book on all the quick fixes. So yeah.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to show you how I've helped Niall to do this. Now, Niall hasn't had any massive nights out because he's been a good boy. But if he was, then this is how we do it. So, Niall, can you just confirm your age?
48.
48. And can you confirm your height?
6'1".
He's a big boy. And can you confirm your current weight in pound, kilograms, or stone? It doesn't matter.
19.2. So I was 21.13. I'm now 19.2. So whatever that is in 19 by 14 plus 2. Let me just have a look and see here. Who'd have ever thought? Me walking the beach on a month.
268 pounds. Okay, so basically, Niall's basal metabolic rate, this is the calories that he burns with no movement. And all of you can go away and do this, right? You can use this calculator.net. This is what he burns. Now, Niall's a bigger chap. There's less of him now, but he's still a bigger chap. Men will burn more calories than women per se, all right? But you can work this out. So his metabolic rate, basal metabolic rate, is 2,140 calories a day. Okay, that means that's what he burns just existing with no movement. Now, if I can get Niall to move, right, and let's say I've got him doing a lot of steps, even if he was doing light exercise 1 to 3 times a week, that's taking his calorie burn up to around about 2,942. Okay, so now we know what he's burning on a daily basis on average. This is just very kind of like generic what I'm doing here. Okay. And then we can start to work out his calorie deficit. All right. So if Niall is doing kind of light activity, he's burning around 2,900 a day, but he's been pretty moderate. He's been doing a lot, which puts his calorie burn around here at sort of 3,134, right? So we know that if we can keep him active and keep this guy active, that's what he's going to be burning every day. So if I've got a client that is burning around about 3,000 calories a day, based on their level of activity, everyone is different. What we can then start to do, guys, as we get towards potential nights out and Christmas and things like that, is we can start to look at calorie management right up until the night out. Okay. So for me, if I've got a big night out, right, probably on the morning of that night out is I'm going to do some sort of exercise. I like to go for a run, or I'm going to hit a workout, but I'm going to make sure I hit my steps. I'm going to make sure I hit my water, and I'm going to make sure that I probably don't have like a big breakfast and a lunch, because I'm going to save my calories. So if we like going out for a Christmas night out, I'm going to save my calories up. And all week I might be going, well, I'm burning this much, so I'm going to just shave some calories off. And we're going to bank our calories so that when we go out and have a big night out, and I'm going to show you a client spreadsheet in a minute, we can have a really, really big night out, right? But almost not do too much damage, as long as we get back on the horse the next day and play the calorie game. So I just want to show you this from a client I've been working with, John. I've shared a lot of his results. Now, I'm not sure how much you can all see, but I'm going to just make the font a little bit bigger. So this is a spreadsheet that we use with our paying clients. Okay. I'm just going to let me make this a little bit bigger. So every day we get the client to go in the night after the day before, and we ask them to get their data from their fitness trackers. So this is a prime example of calorie management here for John. So you can see here, his steps are really high, which is great because that's leading to a big calorie burn. But if we look at the top here, on the 12th of August, he had 2,466 calories. On the 13th of August, he had 2,000. And then because he was going away for the weekend, he was actually going away to watch some football with a friend, and he was planning really high calories. What he did is he brought his calories down 1,357, 1,541, all ready for the big 5,280 calorie day, the big 7,360 day, and the big 5,280. Now that is, he's a man and he's a big guy. That is a lot of calories. That is involving alcohol. But I always say this, what gets measured gets managed. And once he inputted all the data, because of the amount of steps he was doing, his burn was so high, he actually still was in a calorie deficit that week. He would have actually still lost weight. Then what you can see, this was the day he returned from holiday, the 19th, is the rest of the week. He brought his calories right back down. There's one day there, 1,530. That's sort of calories that you could, as a bloke, you can do for one day or so, maybe two. Then he brought them back up. He brought them back up. All right. And so what we're showing you there is how to manage calories around the occasions, because a lot of people this time of year will just go, oh, you know what, sod it. No, don't sod it. We've just shown you how a guy had 5,000 calories, 6,000 calories in one day, but still ended up that week in a calorie deficit. So once you know your numbers, which we can show you, you can almost go, right, what have I got on in November right now? And then what have I got in December? I've got 8 big days, nights out. And you start to manage, you go, right, that day is going to be 4,000 calories. That day is going to be 4,500 calories. So in the lead up, what I'm going to do is go a little bit lighter. The day after, I make sure I'm going to move. Okay. Because what do? We just think, oh, I've blown it now. I've been out on the Friday. I've absolutely blown it. So therefore, I'm just going to wait until the new year. No, the damage is done by thinking that you have undone all your hard work in one day. Doesn't work like that. Hoping that that gives you some nice value there. Okay. So Darren was one of my clients and he absolutely loves a beer. In fact, I remember onboarding him. He was drinking a beer while I was doing it. Yet he still got this result around big nights out by using calorie management. It's all about calorie management. Okay, Becky, do you want to give me a break and do you want to get on to step 3? You're a big fan of protein intake, aren't you, kiddo?
Yeah. Okay, protein. Most people don't eat enough protein. Particularly women, I find. I do work with a lot of women. Most women are low in protein. It becomes even more important as we get older to have enough protein. It supports our growth, it supports our muscles. And when we're talking about kind of enjoying ourselves around Christmas, it satisfies our appetite. So it gives us that satiety. Carbohydrate is not the enemy, but it is quite easy to overeat carbohydrate. So we want to be prioritizing protein in terms of appetite management. If you find that you are constantly hungry, you are probably not eating enough protein. So we are really big at saying with every meal, you want to be prioritizing protein and veggies. It might look a bit more like, might look slightly different around breakfast, but we still want you to be prioritizing protein. So the massive message around protein is the satiety, but also it's going to build and maintain our muscle mass. And this gets so much more important as we get older. As we get older, we start to lose our muscle mass. Our muscle mass optimizes, the more muscle we have, it will optimize our metabolism. So we will be burning more calories at rest. It'll give us a little bit more, you know, like Tregs can, he can bear testament to this. I've got an enormous appetite. I eat a lot, and I've also got a lot of lean muscle on my body, and I do eat quite a lot of protein. So the slide of Michelle has just popped up there. This is Tregs's client, and she went from being slightly overweight middle-aged woman to a bikini competitor. And yeah, you absolutely nailed her protein. I think you so I was looking at the guidelines this week for protein, and they're actually quite low. And so minimum, you want to be aiming for about 1 gram per kilogram of body weight. That is the minimum. And actually, I've seen some guidelines which go lower than that. And the recent science, the recent research suggests we should be going much higher than that for women. Minimum 1.2 up to two times. Yeah.
I mean, when I was working with Michelle, one of the first things I did with her was, even before she came in the gym, because she was on my top level service, and I made her hire buy a Garmin. And she said, "Oh, Tregs, it's not coming for a week." And I went, "Well, you're not coming in then, but I'm going to tell you to do these things." And it was like, up your water, up your steps. And I want you to start each day with a protein smoothie. So when it comes to like protein powders, a lot of personal trainers would say, "Oh, you've got to have real food." And of course, real food wins the race. But as a supplement, I'm a massive fan of a protein powder. But not just having it like, you know, in a Boreal beaker. Like, get some water and ice in a blender, get some fruit in there, 2 big scoops of protein powder with water. Going to give you like 40 grams of protein, and it's going to hydrate you. Michelle actually didn't used to have breakfast or drink any water, go out and walk her dogs. And I was like, "What's the first thing you're having then after you walk your dog?" She'd be like, "Quavers." And I was like, okay. I was like, actually, quavers are quite low in calories, but they're not going to give you any nutrition. She's like, "Oh no, I would snack after all the time." She'd be snacking. And I remember she came in after she'd got her Garmin, and it was only about 7 or 8 days later since we started the coach, and I hadn't seen her. I just said, "More steps, drink your water, have a protein smoothie." She came in, "Tregs, I've dropped 3.5 kilos, and my appetite for snacking on crap is gone." And I was like, "Of course it has. Of course it has. This is what we do." And because, like you said at the start, Bex, from a satiety perspective, without even walking in the gym, we'd like got our appetite on board, and that's what having a higher protein diet does. Like, carbohydrates aren't the energy, but they aren't the energy. They are energy. They're not the enemy. But if you kind of start the day with them, you're always going to be wanting more and more and more and more. And that's why people can end up. It's not that carbs are bad. It's just you can just easily end up overeating them, right? Okay, so let's get on to the next slide. This is cool. I'm really enjoying this. All right. So this step 4, really, before we look at the final step, is don't wallow in a hangover or lay around after a higher calorie day. I've just done you a demonstration of calorie borrowing, so I won't do that again from a numbers perspective. But I cannot stress enough to you guys, right? I remember a guy came on my podcast about 8 years ago, and he said something, and I always say it, and now my clients say it. I said, "Why do most people fail on the weekends?" And he said, "Well, they have a night out on a Saturday, Tregs, and then they sit in their own shit on a Sunday." And I love that. He said they just sit in their own shit. They think they've wasted it. They think they've ruined it. And what they do is they just write off the Sunday. Now, if you think about this, right? Let's say you have a big night out on the Saturday, and you've had a few drinks, and you've had like maybe 3,500 calories. You wake up next day, you got a hangover. What do? You order a Just Eat, you drink sugary Coke all day, you barely move, right? And you just kind of going, "Yeah, start again Monday." It's the worst thing you can do. And I know it is hard to say, get up and move, but actually, anything that you've done on the Saturday can be pulled back on a Sunday. And when you understand this, it's a revelation, it's a game changer. And I want to tell you a story about a lady I work with called Emily, who was doing a 12-week program with me, and we were managing her calories. And she did have a bit of an issue with overeating. And we got to the weekend, and I messaged her on the Sunday, and I said, "Em, I haven't heard anything from you. Like, how'd you get on?" She went, "Tregs, I've blown it. I just ended up eating a load of crap. You shouldn't be working with me. I can't be fixed, blah, blah, blah. And I went, right, Em, stop there. I said, I'm sure you said you did your steps yesterday and did a body pump, right? She said, oh, yeah, I did all that. I went, right, go to MyFitnessPal, which is the calorie tracking app, and just enter in what you had. She's like, oh, I had loads to drink. And I was like, Em, just do it. So she came back 10 minutes later. She's like, oh my God, Tregs, like I've worked it out and I broke even. I burned 2,700 calories and I consumed it in wine and sugar, but I broke even. I was like, yay, what are you doing now? She goes, I'm out for a walk with the dogs. I feel really enthused and I'm going to put it back today. And I was, yeah, what had you done before? I would just sat around feeling sorry for myself. So when it's like, it's one thing saying get up and move, but when you understand the importance of it, right, and the scientific approach to it, that will set you free. Imagine how many Sundays you've wasted just going, that can't be arsed, right? I often say it's not the night out as such, it's the reaction to the night out. Or it's not like you've gone wayward from your diet on a Thursday night. It's the reaction to thinking I've blown it on a Thursday night. You're giving yourself permission to eat crap Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's like if I drop my phone, like my phone's got a bit of a crack in the screen right now because I dropped it. Should I smash it up? Or should I just or can I carry on using it and just take it to the shop to get repaired, when I got time? It's like you don't stamp on your phone if you crack the screen. Therefore, you don't stamp all over your own progress if you've had a higher calorie day. It all comes down to calorie management. I do this a lot. Every Monday, since meeting Becky, I will do a fast until about 8 p.m. And that's only because since I met Bex and we started to date and we go out and have a few drinks, I made a decision, well, okay, I kind of like being the weight I'm at, but we're going to be going out and, we just got together and we're going out for meals and drinks and all that. And we're going on holiday. So it's like, so if I'm going to do that, on a Monday, I'm going to do that. So on a Monday, I'm going to do a strategic intermittent fast and a protein only day. And then on a Tuesday, I do a protein only day, but slightly higher calories. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I bring it back up because I use calorie management. And that's what we give to you. Okay. So nights out are going to come thick and fast. Don't just think because you've had a night out on a Wednesday, you may as well write the rest of the week off. That's where the damage is done. And Mike, he found me on Instagram, started listening to my podcast, and he lost 8 stone with me because he never had 2 days on the bounce. He always used to say, if I have a bad day, high calorie day, I'm going to pull it by the next day. He worked with me during COVID, and when he went back to work, people didn't recognize him. They were like, who's that? It's like, yes, Mike. They're like, what? Like, nobody recognized him. That's an unbelievable result. Okay, Bex, do you want to finish with step 5 before we kind of close out?
Okay. So I think this carries on really nicely from the last slide. It's about having a real mindset shift. We don't have to be on the wagon, we don't have to be off the wagon. We can start November, and November's actually perfect time to get some really, really good traction. If you're on a weight loss journey, you could get some really good traction. There's not an awful lot going on in November. And then, yes, we're kind of getting ready. So me and Tregs, we're doing no booze November. That's like, we know we're going to have a few drinks in December. Absolutely. We're going to have social occasions and all sorts. So it's just about getting away from that all or nothing, that on the wagon, off the wagon mindset. So, and that is inherent in that new year, new me mindset. Don't waiting until the new year is just an absolute disaster, really. It's like Tregs was saying around, if you've got poor health markers, if you're struggling with your mental health, if you're a woman going through perimenopause and you're experiencing like some severe symptoms, there's no time like the present to sort of start and take an action. And I think alongside that mindset shift, you can kind of make it work for you. We have got a time where we are going to be eating more. We are going to be eating more food. And those higher calories, we could use them. For me, I love training in the gym.
Yeah.
perfect, that's a perfect excuse to go and have a great workout. If I have like higher calories, I'm gonna have a really good workout the next day. I'm not a runner. I'm not so much a runner like Tregs, but still that loading of the calories can really work in your favor. And you can certainly put them to good use.
Oh,
So
if sorry to jump in, Bex, but it's like before the half marathon, right? We went out and we carved up, didn't we?
oh, absolutely.
So,
Yeah,
you carve up before a half
we
marathon, right? So it's like, again, if you're eating more at Christmas, when people go, this is what I'm so passionate about. It's like people go, oh, there's no point now. What? You can have an amazing, if you're eating more food, get in the gym, go for a run, get on your bike. Like some of my best workouts have come the night after having a Domino's pizza. Like, because it's more energy, it's calories in, it's like, it's all fuel. So we're trying to switch that mindset from, there's no point in going to the gym. Why is there no point? Do you want to eat cheese and drink wine at Christmas? I bloody do. So there's every point. Sorry to hijack your slide.
No, you just you just reiterated it exactly. It's exactly that. It's a total mindset shift, and let's let's go with it and put it to good use. Absolutely.
I think as well, we have this and again, this is what I'm really passionate about. We romanticize about New Year, New Me, right? New Year's Day. So let me just paint you a picture, right? And I said this on my story today. I've always had a sort of a difficult relationship with food, and it's more under control these days. But I would love Christmas because it was like I can condone my poor behaviors with food and really let the fat man out, right? But I'd almost be romanticizing about New Year, New Me. And it's like, right, almost going, I'm having my last drink at 11:59 because as soon as that clock strikes midnight, I'm a new person. And then you wake up on New Year's Day, it's cold, it's dark, everything's over, you're absolutely spent out, you've eaten all the junk food, you've had more nights out than you can shake a stick at. But now you're a new person. Oh, look out the window. It's pissing down. Oh, it's a bank holiday. Oh, I've still got leftover sausage rolls and cheese in the fridge and a load of beers that need drinking. Oh, it's a bank holiday. Oh, I'll start Monday. And then, oh, Monday comes, you go back to work. And Dave and Tracy in account are bringing in all their food. They've had enough too. All that food comes in. And then, oh, you're around that. And then the next thing you know, it's fucking Valentine's weekend. Right. But you were saying New Year, New Me since October the 27th. Like, what happened to that? At least now, try and put a run of a few good days together. If you put 3 good days together of your steps, your water, your calorie deficit, and then the following week you do 4 good days, at least you're getting some confidence, some runs under your belt. Whereas if you just start, and it's the people, and this is all said with love, that have been so far off the wagon that are setting the most intense harebrained, beat yourself into, people start coming out of the woodwork going, I'm gonna do 100 push-ups a day in January. I'm like, you ain't even done 100 push-ups in your life. Why do you think you're gonna do 100 push-ups a day in January? That's my idea of hell. We did loads of push-ups yesterday. I ain't going near a push-up again tonight, let me tell you that. Why do we do this to ourselves, Bex? Why?
Yeah, it's that extreme. I'm all the way over here. I'm all the way over here. And that's what we really want to get away from. We want to get away from that. On it, off it, starts Monday, starts New Year.
Yeah.
We've got the tools to get some traction, to kind of really take control and really start building these non-negotiables habits into our day. We can start now. So really
awesome. So guys, we're going to round up in about a couple of minutes, all right? But just to recap, all right, just to go back through the steps. Okay, so stuff that you can start to do right now is tomorrow, start up in your steps. If you're one of our clients, check in with us. If you're not, message us, let us know how you're getting on. All right, up those steps. It's so easy. If you don't think up in your steps is important, right? Imagine you just upped it by 2,000 a day for the next 30 days. That's 60,000 extra steps. You know what that's going to do for your calories out? And it's not even going to be a chore doing an extra 2,000 steps a day. Okay. Plan your nights out. Start to look at it now. Off the back of this call, get your diaries out for November and December and go big night, big day, big night, Big night, 5 big ones. Okay. Okay, so you got 5 big nights out in the next 8 weeks. We can manage that, right? And then play your calorie game. Work out your numbers on the calculator.net. All right, and then play the calorie game. Up your protein, like Becky said. Get your appetite on board. Look,
Absolute game changer.
dieting's hard, right? Because you're giving your body less than it needs. That's why you lose weight. But if you get your water and your protein right, it becomes a lot easier. I've had a protein only day today, and I feel super energized, not hungry at all. And I'll do the same again tomorrow. Okay, get protein is your friend. Okay, so number 4 is, you're gonna have nights out, you're gonna have hangovers. Don't just wake up and order a Just Eat and sit around drinking Lucozade all day. Get hydrated and get outside and get after it. Get some steps in. Okay. Step 5, new year, new me. It's a load of rubbish, right? Because just because you're saying fresh start in the new year, you're going to be presented with opportunities to eat more or go out at any moment in time throughout the year. So why do you have to wait until the January the 1st to start to get some good habits now? Okay. Alex, he's one of my coaches. He quit the new year, new me, self-taught. He lost 4 stone, and now he's one of my coaches. So guys, look, those 5 points are going to really help you out, okay? But if you feel that this knowledge is great, but you still don't think it's going to maybe give you what you need, that's because maybe you're not sure of how to track your calories in and out accurately, okay? And also maybe your environment is not set up to help you. So your work, your home, James Clear said in Atomic Habits, your environment's the hidden hand that shapes human behavior. So you might talk a good game, but you got junk food in the fridge and you work at home. You work in an office with 1,000 people, and every day is somebody's birthday and there's cakes coming in. And you've got to manage that. And also you've got no accountability. One of my favorite sayings is, phrases, it's easy to fail in private. Okay, you tell yourself you're going to start a new diet and then you just fail. You only got yourself to answer to, but it's not easy to fail in public. So accountability is key. Okay, so look, if you're ready to make a little bit of a leap now before Christmas, this is where we come in. We're going to give you education, support, and community. 100% personalization, weekly feedback and adjustments, so we keep you on track and moving forward. Okay, you get support through our app for every struggle and question. So if you want to lose 7 to 10 pounds, depending on the weight you're at now, and feel amazing throughout the busy festive period, then you've got 3 options. You keep doing what you've been doing, or you can start using what we've told you tonight and hope to stay on course, or you can come and join us and let's start working together from now. Okay, so we've got an opportunity tonight for 3 men and 3 women that want to lose some weight before Christmas, but then maintain it during the festive period with our coaching, and then crush it in 2025. Just come out the gate with more energy and confidence than ever before. So we're looking for just 3 men, 3 women. We're not going big and saying, Carl, we want hundreds of people. We've got a group training for men, group training for women, and we want to bring a few more people in that are serious. We only want to work with serious action takers before Christmas, okay? Because there's a lot of excuse makers right now, and that's all said with love. We want people that are forward thinking and want to listen to us, okay? So we want you to get involved with either our ladies group coaching program run by myself and Bex, or my 30+ men's fitness program run by myself. And we're going to offer this at a discounted rate. It's going to deliver a transformational result, and you're going to be reaping the benefits for life, okay? And this is a super close coaching experience. We have group calls. We can talk to you individually in the app. We can set you up with your calories, your protein, your steps, and we're going to coach you in a coach capacity, okay? However, we've got to make this clear. This is not for people who are telling themselves new year, new me. We want people that want to start right now, like this week. And we don't want to work with people that are not prepared to up their movement and get hydrated, because that is the easiest piece of low-hanging fruit. And we don't want people that are just looking for a quick fix, because we ain't a quick fix. We'll get you some quick wins, but we ain't a quick fix, okay? So this is for 3 men, 3 women that are truly excited and ready about getting the right support. Hopefully you can see what myself and Bex are about. And somebody who just wants to bounce into that festive season rather than dread it, okay? Somebody who wants to start to feel better now and not delay it until 2025, okay? And we want people that are coachable and willing to listen to our long-term approach. As I just said there, I got ahead of myself. We're going to give you some quick wins, but we're going to give you the tools for lifelong health and fitness. Okay. So if any of you are interested, remember, just 3 ladies, 3 men. All you've got to do is message us tonight. Okay. You can DM me or Bex, depending on who you're linked up with on Facebook. Just DM us the word interested or message us, WhatsApp us, and we'll set up a call with you this week. Okay. And that is pretty much it. Okay, guys. So we want to thank you so much for attending tonight.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Beck, this is our first joint webinar. I think it went really well. And we were both nervous and excited about this. We hope we've given you some good value. So thank you so much to everyone for joining us. Okay. If you're a man that follows me or you're a female that follows myself and Bex, message us now the word interested. Okay. Trust me when I say this is not going to break the bank at all. Okay. This will not break the bank. But we want to get you on board. Let's just see. Thanks a million, folks. Thank you. Really enjoyed. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Feel free to drop us a message, guys. But in the meantime, please go away and plug this in. And hopefully you're going to get a great result this side of Christmas. So that's all from me and Bex. Thank you so much. Becky, have you got anything you want to say before we leave?
No, it's just to say, like, I hope we've given the value that we promised. And, you know, if you'd like to work with us, great, we'd love that. But I hope, you know, we've given you enough to kind of crack on your own if that's the way it's to be, you know.
Great stuff.
Anyway, yeah, it was just lovely to be able to connect with you all as well.
Thank you so much for joining us, guys, and feel free to drop us a message and we'll see you very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.